Hi, I'm Bob Kilberg, and welcome to Big League Coaching Pro, where today our class is going to be on infield drills. And we're talking to 17-year veteran coach with the San Francisco Giants, a man who's been around the organization from literally the time he was born, Coach Gary Davenport. Gary, welcome to the classroom. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, great to be here today. I'm excited to get our class going.
Hey, and infield drills is an important class in so much that, these are drills that every infielder can utilize throughout their career, whether it be in high school, college, or at the professional ranks.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it all starts, it's all on the basic drills. And if we can get to the ground floor about actually how, to catch the ball in our hand position and our legs and just go step by step slowly. And then as you get more familiar with the drill, then you can start, speeding it up and get to game speed.
We have a couple class rules. Screen grabs and still photography are prohibited, and this is a classroom setting. Big League Coaching invites all of our participants to take notes. And let's meet our pro. We'll get deeper into Gary Davenport. Gary, you started out playing high school baseball. How do I know that? I was on the other side of the diamond with you.
We had some good memories in high school, and I think that's where this, it gets to a point where this is where you kind of start figuring out, hey, this is really might be something I want to do later on. And you don't have to be a big league baseball player. You can use your abilities to pay for your college education as well, and
Right,
that's what I did.
right. And you were drafted by the Giants in the 27th round as an infielder.
Yeah, I was really happy to be drafted by the Giants. Dad, spending 54 years of his playing career and coaching career with the Giants. So it would have been strange for me to be wearing any other colors than black and orange.
So you've worked in the Giants organization in a variety of capacities. You've been a manager, you've been the infield coordinator, you've been a hitting coach, a fundamentals and bench coach. Uh, these drills that we're going to be talking about today are like second nature to you.
Well, to me, defense was always my, best niche, I thought, in baseball. And it's something I think I did well. And uh, it's something that it's taught, but it's not really broken down, I think, as well as it could be sometimes. And it doesn't get broken down maybe until you get to the pro level. So it'd be nice to have some of this stuff when I was earlier. I was fortunate. I grew up in the Giants clubhouse and on their field, and I had some pretty good instructors in my education growing up.
Let's talk about the 3 points you're going to be covering today. You're going to be talking about glove work, footwork, and fielding fundamentals.
Right. So, glove work to me is, the fundamental. You can't catch the ball, you can't do anything afterwards. So, uh, it's focusing on being in the right position, watching the ball into your glove and making that solid throw. So, let's get into glove work and really start trying to break this thing down a little bit.
All these drills that we're going to be talking about today are designed to really for one thing, and that's to create consistency, right?
Right. I mean, we're at stage one right now. We're in the developing stage. This is where, hey, this is where my hand has to be. We're really talking about mechanics and head position and and I'm absorbing this knowledge and I'm building up my muscle memory. And by doing the drills the correct way, now I can build up muscle memory as well doing it the wrong way, and then later on down the road I'm going to have to correct that, and it's going to be a lot harder to correct. So you can get kids at an earlier age to correct these, and do it the right way. So we want to practice the right way. We want to, effort levels got to be at the right level. And this knowledge is going to improve our fundamentals, make us more consistent, and make us a better ball player. I always said And the players in minor leagues always ask me all the time, hey, what do I have to do to get to the big leagues? And I go, hey, these guys don't throw any harder than you. They don't run any faster. They don't hit the ball any farther or harder. What they do better than you is they're more consistently doing it the right way.
Got it. Got it. I know you're a huge believer in work ethic, and you talk about good habits and good routine.
Right. I mean, to me, it's like anything you do in life. You want to be good at it, you have to, you know, work at it. And it's work ethic. It's, putting in the time, getting out there, actually, practicing your skill, uh, establishing this routine that is going to make me better. Now, with the Giants and minor league baseball and pro ball, you're playing every day. So I have to have a routine where I can, get warmed up, get my skills, work on my skills, but I don't want to burn myself out for the game. I want to leave some of that for the game, which is the most important part of the game anyway. So, good work habits, establish my routine, and this will set me up for that success. And then I can relax. My muscle memory is set. I know my hands. I don't have to think about my mechanics because I've done it so many times. It becomes second nature to me. And then the only other thing I have to do at the end is just put the effort in,
Right.
and we talk about not being lazy, right?
Right.
So it's just like, hey, max effort, short period of time, get it done, and get out of there.
One of the first things we're going to talk about is glove work. And you've got a couple drills here that I think are really strong in terms of improving glove work. And the first one I was always impressed with is this on your knees, no glove drill.
Yeah, the no glove drill is awesome. It's just, it takes the
Here you go.
Hi, Gary Davenport, and today's infield drill, is going to be bare hands on our knees. So let's demonstrate. Here we go. So wide base with your legs. I'm going to watch the ball. First of all, when the ball is hit, my hands go out. But when my hands go out, my thumbs go to the side. It opens up my glove and makes a bigger pocket for my glove. So then I get my fingers together, down to the ground. And the reason I go down to the ground is so I can stop the ball instead of rolling up my hands. So down, stop the ball. I'm going to V in. That's when I catch it. Little V. I protect this hand. My right hand is my throwing hand. And I don't want to do this and take a bad hop and break a nail, or break a finger, and I'm out of the game. So hands out, protect this hand, bring it into my chest, up, throw. That's the drill. Key to this is watching the ball into your glove. So I really have to watch it in, and I should see the little button on top of my hat. If you see my face when we're doing this drill, you're not doing it right. So you have to really over-exaggerate watching it into your hand.
Dabby, is this a drill that you literally do on a daily routine at the pro level? Is it intermittently? How often do you do it?
Yeah, this one here, with my infielders, I do this every day. And this is for me a great little warm-up drill. And it's just, it takes your legs out of the equation. I'm focused on, actually catching the ball and over exaggerating, watching it into, my hands. And I think it's a great warm-up drill.
We're going to look now the same drill, but with a glove. Let's take a look at this.
Hi, Gary Davenport. And today's infield drill is we're going to be on our knees with a glove, and we'll work on our technique. So here we go. So I'm going to be on my knees. When I open my hands and get my thumbs to the side, you can see how my glove opens up the pocket. So our key on this one is now we got a glove, and maybe I'll have a ball in my hand too, okay? So I'll catch this, and I want to try to catch this right in that spot every time. And it's just being consistently and building up, muscle memory. And if I can get in a good position and catch it there, I got very good success in making this play. So I'm watching the ball's rolling in. I stop it. I'm just going to stop it right there and then come up and throw. Now you can do this two other ways. I can do this, you know, with a ball in my hand and somebody rolls me a ball. So I rolls me a ball, I catch it, and then I can maybe flip back with the other ball in my hand. Yeah, can you roll it? Roll me a ball, please. So here, catch this, stop it, and then feedback.
So here we're getting, I'm now getting a fungo hit at me, and it's not no longer 25 to 30 feet. He's about 60 feet away, and this is a great drill for your corner infielders, your first baseman and third baseman.
And
It's all reaction drills.
do you do that? Do you do that every day?
Yeah, maybe not every day, but I like to do that one with my corner guys, especially because it's a more reaction drill for those guys, and balls get smashed on them, and they're closer to the plate. So I think it's a good drill for them.
Well,
And I like it because they can't move out of the way. I got them trapped on the ground.
And you're not 21 anymore, and you were picking those pretty good.
Well, I think that's about the only thing that's left is my hands. So yeah, I can still defend myself when I'm coaching the bases down there a little bit. That's about it.
Let's see, with glove work again, now we've got footwork, where second point of focus is footwork. And you've spoken a lot about how your feet are the key to being a good defensive player.
Right. If we can get in our heads that we feel the ball with our legs, then I was talking about before, trying to catch that ball in that same spot every time. Well, to get to that spot, I have to move my legs. The ball's not going to be hit in that spot every time, but I can not be lazy, move my feet, get in a position where I can catch the ball. And I think the better I am with my legs, the easier it is to make the catches. And I'm always getting in front of my body, and I'm not setting up a backhand where I might have to stiff arm it instead of, being smooth and seeing it with two eyes good. And so legs, like it is with catching or pitching or hitting, I mean, really, really important. So you're always starting from your base up, be strong on your base, and then everything else takes precedence after that.
And so you talk about building a solid base.
Well, I don't think there's a better guy in the Giants organization than this guy right here, Brandon Crawford. And, Brandon, right now, he's getting ready to field the ball. He's watching that hitter. He's seeing that ball, getting ready to get into that spot where he's going to make contact. And he's in that good athletic position. The first thing I noticed about Brandon when he came to the Giants, I had him in San Jose in A-ball, and I was super impressed with the way that he got into a really good low fielding position to catch the ball. And you all know that how strong of an arm he has, but he always threw. He never caught it, stood straight up and tried to throw. He caught it, stayed low, pushed on his legs and made strong throws. And, he always maintained that nice, solid position. And if you guys have seen him, and you've seen him over the years, he's very athletic shortstop. And it's a very, very athletic position.
So this photo right here, he's basically, the ball is in the contact zone, correct? It's a bit, he's flat-footed in the contact zone, right?
Yeah, right when that ball is in the contact zone, both those feet should be hitting the ground.
Got it.
So, and if he's in that, and that's what I look for in a shortstop or a middle infielder more, is if those feet are hitting the ground when it's in the contact area.
So this is a drill right here that I was very impressed with. You say you use this all the time. In the Giants organization, it's evolved, and it's the 5-ball drill.
Yeah, I like this drill. This is you can do this at any position too. So what do? You put the balls at different spots or different angles or flips that he's got to make. This is the shortstop right here that he has to make to second base. So I'll put one closer, I'll put one farther away. So he's got to make actually every throw that he might make in a game in this drill. And I'll have him do this drill maybe, 3 times through. I'll get 5 balls, then I'll set it up again, do 5 balls again, and maybe do repetitions, maybe do it 3 times.
Right. So first the
like
balls,
said,
now they're being rolled to him.
Yes. Now I'm rolling the ball. So I'm kind of stepping up the drill now a little bit. And you can do like the warm-up drills, this drill, all our drills, 15 minutes and he's done. So you're at a crisp pace, get his work in, get done, and get out of that sun and rest a little bit, because the rest part's just as important as the skill part, and they've got to play a game later on that night. So, get their work in nice and quick, do it right, build up your muscle memory, play game speed, and get out of there.
Yeah, it looks like now you're rolling and he's basically throwing across the diamond to the first baseman.
Right, we're doing the same drill again. Now I got him throwing across the diamond. So what I'm trying to make part of his routine is, hey, we're going to start on our knees without a glove, then with a glove. Then we're going to do the 5-ball drill. And then we're going to do all the, to the feeds to the second base. Then you're going to throw the ball across the diamond. We're going to do everything that he's going to need to do to get ready for the game, or something that might come up in the game. And then, after, when this is all said and done, we'll go into batting practice probably a little later on, and I'll just hit, ground balls at him. And then maybe he'll play some, balls live off the bat to get his timing down.
It's interesting. I look at those drills no different than like a golfer hitting 200 golf balls before they play. It's just all muscle memory. You're prepping, you're getting ready to play. Like you said, you don't have to do 50 billion things, but it's quality. It's quality in your routine, not quantity.
Right. I mean, I want to be able to do these things with my eyes closed. I want to be able to have my glove in the right position. I want to be able to, watch the ball into my glove without having to think about it, where I can think about, hey, is this guy fast? Is this, the ball's in the hole? What's the count? What score is it? Is this an important run? Those are the things I want to be thinking about during the game. I don't have to be thinking about, if I'm hitting and I'm up to bat and I'm thinking of where my hands are and my barrel. And no, I want to be thinking about, hey, competing against the guy on the mound. What's he got? What's the situation? So that's why we do these things. That's why we, take, hundreds and thousands of ground balls. So when it happens in the game, you don't even, it's just second nature.
Another point of focus in your in this drill sequence of footwork is the third baseman 5-ball drill, and I believe here you explain it to him. It's the 5-ball drill for the third baseman.
See, the thing I like about this 5-ball drill, I can do this 5-ball drill at shortstop, at third base, at second, at first, where they all do different, I have to do all my flips, all my throws, all, slow rollers, angles.
And it looks like too, Davey, each of the ball players, like you said, warming up, they're getting in good leg work.
I like this drill so much is we're able to get all the different throwing angles to the base. So really, think about staying on your legs and making good, accurate throws.
See, now you can see how he's kind of gaining a little more shuffling and gaining a little more ground, going in the direction to where he's throwing the ball. You don't want to sit on the back of your heels and throw flat-footed. You always want to be moving toward your target. And at third base, you got a lot more time than you do at,
Get some ground going back. shuffle. There you go. See how you got more on your throw? Here we go, right at you. Always get your direction and your momentum going to the back. That was excellent.
We see it in slow motion now.
You know, and I'd like to see him stay a little lower. He kind of, you see him kind of pop up a little high.
Mm-hmm.
You just stay low, and you know, if I catch it low, I throw it from down there. If I catch it up my waist, I throw it from there. That's where the angles come in. But it's important to use your legs, and it's important to make a good throw, accurate throw, and try to throw it over that corner part of the inside part of the second base, where that now it becomes the second baseman's responsibility to turn that double play. And the better throw he gets, the easier and faster he's going to do it.
Now he's going to be throwing to first.
So now I'm rolling it.
Good. You have a lot more time than you think over there. So make sure you set your feet and make a strong throw.
See how he kind of gathered his feet there and then threw?
Mm-hmm.
As if we have to, like that one. Unless you're quick. Last one.
Yeah, he tricked
Come
me.
get it.
What I noticed there too, Davey, as a third baseman specifically, there's, you know, if you're throwing to second base, you got a different arm angle, a different release. If you're throwing back, you're giving that 100% throw over the top if you're doing something with your backhand.
Right. I mean, I think the only time, like from shortstop, that I ever really threw the ball 100% would have been a backhand in the hole. Otherwise, I mean, that's why I like I'm catching the ball. I'm fielding through the ball as I'm moving toward my target, and I'm cutting down the distance. So I'm not sitting on my heels on the back of the infield and have to come up with this perfect 100% throw every time. I'm on the move. And then when I get to the ball, I take that little pause to catch it, be under control, and then I speed up again once I get the ball. So yeah, footwork is everything.
We're going to go into something I know Coach Eric Ortega of Big League Coaching.pro. I know he goes really into the strength and conditioning of the ladder drill and other drills, but you here use it as a warm-up and put a baseball move into it. And this is pretty interesting to me. And when I looked at this, I saw three sized players, a kid.
Okay, so what we're going to do, you're going to come out. You're going to do it one time through. The other guys kind of get off to the side a little bit so you can see the ladder really good. So you guys stand over here. The guys doing the ladder, do your thing. Do a different one. Mix it up. We're going to do it, and you can do it slower. That's okay. Don't worry about getting so fast and getting all tangled up. Yeah. All right? And then when you come out at the bottom, I'm going to throw you a ground ball. You catch it, and I want you to catch the ball and give me 2 quick steps, okay? Like little quick shuffle, okay? Here we go.
So what we've been trying to do the last couple of years is implement the strength and conditioning program with a baseball move. And this is kind of what we came up with. And so they can get their agility work in here, and then also, make it with a baseball move that they know that they got to finish it off with doing a baseball activity. So
yeah, and I'm looking at these ball players, Davey. You've got a youth player, and you've got a couple of guys, a large guy, probably a corner first baseman or an outfielder. He's a big boy. And then you've got what looks like a utility player here. He can play anywhere on the field.
Right. I mean, that's kind of why I wanted to get some different variety and ages of kids, just to show that, anybody can do these drills. Mm-hmm. And that's why I would like to slow it down a little bit, just to show you. And in each drill, the kid might do this 5 times. I'm showing you one at a time just to show you different ways to do the drill. But like I said, Eric Ortega really breaks this down and does a really fine job in getting the biomechanics of the whole thing. So, it'd be interesting to to watch some of
And
that stuff.
yes, class, Eric Ortega has classes here at bigleaguecoaching.pro, and you want to check those out because they're incredibly helpful if you're a developing ball player. Back into footwork, we're going to look at something else right now, and it's the third point of focus in our class today, and it's the fundamentals of fielding. And Dabby, nobody stresses more fundamentals than you do. You were the fundamental coach for the San Francisco Giants minor league system. The first thing you always talk to me about is a pre-pitch routine. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I mean, as far as the fundamentals go, I think it's probably one of the least taught things. I mean, the fundamentals of running the bases, the fundamentals of, catching the ball, and just, I feel like that you need to really go through the process of, what am I doing, first, second, third, and it's a step-by-step process that I have to go through every pitch. And the first thing that we talk about is like our setup or our pre-pitch routine. So the pre-pitch routine is designed to improve my first step. And what we were talking about earlier when we showed that one picture of, Brandon Crawford, and, I'm trying to demonstrate actually right here is when my hands are coming down and my glove is coming down and getting ready. My feet should both be hitting the ground at the same time so I can move, right, left, forward or back. And something that I really look at when I'm watching my infielders is if when those feet hit the ground and the ball's in the contact area and the ball's hit maybe not at me, but maybe to my left or my right, am I moving in that moment, or am I flat-footed standing still on the back of my heels? And if I see him actually move toward the balls, that shows me that he is working on that quick step, and it's going to improve your range, and I'm going to get a half step quicker. And I think, like I said, it's all about the timing on this too. And the technique is important, but the timing, I think, is a lot more fundamental in this drill.
And you said, we've talked about like a tennis player receiving the ball with their racket. I also equate it when I watch that, getting your feet down at the point of contact. It's like when you see a great point guard like Steph Curry on defense, getting ready to move either way. Once he gets up on the defensive player, when he gets in his defensive position on a player, he's ready to move either way. He's not leaning one way or another.
Well, what you're saying is being in that athletic position.
Yeah.
And it's like a guy getting ready to tackle somebody in football. I mean, if I'm standing straight up and I think I'm going to tackle this guy, will run me right over. So I got to be in a position where, I can give force back, and I can be on my legs and push off, and, be in a balanced position where I can move, left, right. If he breaks or cuts, I got to be able to move with him.
Got it. Again, key to being a good defensive player, getting a jump on the ball.
Jump on the ball is everything, and it's being in motion. I can't be, sitting on the back of my heels, too low, and not being able to move quick. Now you can see in the picture right here, he's just about at the point where that foot is about to hit the ground again, and that's right where it's in that contact spot. And it's I like to say it's 25% technique and 75% effort. And it's like if I take off on one pitch and I say, hey, I'm going to just, I'm not going to do it this pitch. Believe me, that's probably the time the ball's hit at you and you get caught off guard, and then you land up having to rush, and then you make an error. So it's you have to get ready on every pitch, even if the ball's not going to be hit at you, because it might be. So I think that's one of the biggest parts of baseball. It's not what you do when it gets hit at you. It's how you prepare on every pitch before it happens. And that's where the anticipation comes in. I'm anticipating, that the ball's going to hit at me. I'm anticipating that, hey, if the ball's hit in left field, what am I going to do? Or if it's hit to this guy over here, where am I supposed to be? That's what we talk about, those 15 seconds between pitches.
And I think it's important for young ball players to understand, and many of the folks who are in this class today may have experienced it already. When you're in a ball game, not to put this on pitchers, but when you're in a ball game where they're walking the yard or they're getting a lot of knocks, you still have to be ready literally on every single pitch like this and not have dead feet.
No, I agree, Robert. I mean, like I said, it comes back to that effort level you put into it. It comes back to technique. It comes back to, being in the proper position.
For the middle and corner infielders, their pre-pitch routine, can you talk a little to that?
Yeah, I'll go through this a little quicker. Just the closer that these corner guys get, and they're a lot closer than you are the middle infielders. So the middle infielders, they can have the luxury of standing up more, being a little more, where those first basemen, coming off the bag, he's going to have to be, come off the bag with his head, level, glove close to the ground, and expecting that ball to be hit hard at him. And if it's not, then he can relax a little bit more. But, especially with a left-handed pull guy up, you can't come off the bag too far. And he's got to, be short and be ready. And when that ball's in the zone. Now, the third baseman, on the other hand, is this kind of the same thing. If he's playing up, this guy might bunt, or, this guy might be really fast and he's going to, play up a little bit more, then he's got to do that like a little 1-2 step and get ready to, like I said, the ball smashed at him. And then if it's hit down, on the ground, then he's moving forward. But you can adjust to a slow roller. But if you're not ready in a good position on the fast one, then you're going to get cut off guard and, maybe the ball get by you, or, or just not get your glove down in time.
Pre-pitch here, and I believe you talked to this in the video, for the middle and corner infielder, third baseman fielding bunts.
Remember we were talking about before, the shortstop, where we can start up high, and you're like receiving a ball at tennis. Well, third base is completely different. So now when I'm at third, I got to come up and I got to be ready for the guy to hit a rocket at me, okay? So I got to be down a lot lower. So my setup would be, I could start down here already and just do like a 1-2, okay? And then that 1-2, that second foot is when the ball's in the zone to be hit. So I'm here, so I'm ready, my hands are ready, 1-2, okay? And then you read the ball. If it's down, you take that step forward, and we're gonna do like a little banana on this. So I wanna get kind of around the ball and then get my direction going back to first base, okay? We'll do a few, here we go.
So this could be like a slow roller too.
Okay, this one we'll deal with the ball like almost sitting. If it's still rolling, use your glove. If it's almost come to a stop, you can use your bare hand, okay? Here we go. So what we just see there? We just see you can't do anything until we catch the ball, have the ball under control. You can't make a throw if you don't have the ball, right? Same thing.
Now,
Nice.
he goes at that ball with an open hand.
Is watching the ball.
Fingers spread.
Into the hand.
Gives you a bigger surface to catch the ball.
Here, come around it. Just try to set your angle. So when it's out here, I'm not running straight at the ball.
Mm-hmm.
I'm running straight here at the ball. I kind of get around it so I can take it and get my momentum going back that way and get a better angle to throw. Okay, so this ball's ready. It's down on the ground. Go ahead and get it. Come around it. There it is. There. Easier to throw, right?
Okay.
The reason that I don't like to come straight at the ball there is now he's got to make the move to throw across his body. And then that's when that ball's sinking and you don't really have much on it. But when he's doing this, he's getting his body and his hips open so he can make a stronger and harder throw. So the time that I loop a little bit, I'll make it up for in my throw.
You literally want him running like a banana route around to the ball to get his momentum going toward the bag to first base.
Yeah, maybe just a step outside the ball. You know, you just do that one little shuffle step outside so I can get around it, and you're creating an angle so I can, you know, round it off and throw to the bag.
Again, pre-pitch. You talk about don't let the ball play you.
Yeah, I mean, if I always said if I'm going to make an error, I would rather make the error being aggressive than passive. And you know, you get on some of these bad fields sometimes, and you know, minor league fields are pretty nice, and the big league fields, you know, of course, are, you know, pristine. But you might get on a high school field too, or you know, lower level field that, you know, it's pretty rough. And I feel like the less the ball hits the ground, you know, the better chance I have to, you know, catching it and not taking a bad hop. So, you know, read the hop, get my feet in position, and always field from the ground up and not from the ground, you know, not from up to down.
Got it. Fundamentals of fielding. This is something, you know, your father, a Gold Glove third baseman, talks about just catching the ball, and you want to simplify this: routine ground balls, ball to the left, ball to the right, moving your feet.
Yeah, it's just you know, we don't expect as coaches and, you know, managers and, you know, coordinators and all that that these guys that, you know, make these ESPN plays, you know, all the time. We don't, you know, if they make it, hey, that's awesome, that's great, and they're going to make it every now and then, right? But we do expect them to make those routine, you know, ground balls and make those plays, and it's our job, it's to put them in the right spots to get more routine balls, knowing the hitters, you know. And that's why we get these charts where, you know, it's telling us, you know, hey, this guy hits on the left side of the field, you know, 68% of the time with a right-hander. I mean, those are what those stats and those pie charts that we get, that we use to our advantage. Now at the lower levels, you don't know who the players are, or, you know, really where they head, unless you play with them for a few years. But we just expect the guys, you know, the ball to the left, you know, catch it with one hand. You know, the ball to my right, I just keep my head down, what he's doing right here, get low to the ground, you know, and kind of give a little bit when you catch the ball. Take the time to watch the ball into the glove, and then make that move toward first base and make an accurate throw. And if it's not in time, then it's not in time.
Right. So these are the basics right here. These particular thoughts right here are the basics, the fundamentals of fielding. Can you review this with us?
Yeah. So like I said, it's going through the process. And this is what I tell my kids all the time when I'm working with them. I said, hey, go through the process, you know, get your hands out, glove into position, watch it into your glove. As you're pulling the ball out of your hand and you're bringing it to your chest, you should be rolling it into your hand and grabbing that four-seam grip. And the reason I like that four-seam grip is it's the straightest ball that you're going to throw. And I don't want my ball sinking and tailing off and, you know, making it difficult on the first baseman to catch the ball, especially at short, where I have to throw the ball, you know, pretty long distance in third base as well. So I'm throwing a ball that I can throw straight and accurate and, you know, up around his chest to head, something easy he can handle. And I'm always, you know, I bring it up to my chest, and then as I'm bringing it to my chest, I'm moving my feet, gaining momentum to where the target, where I need to throw the ball. And that's why I feel underneath the ball and keep moving forward, almost like I'm falling forward, and I keep going toward my throwing target. I'm cutting down distance all the time, and I'm staying low on my legs and making a good, accurate throw. Something with good carry on it.
Here we go. Keep it simple.
Yeah, so this is it. I mean, you know, it's like, oh, there's all these things involved. You know, no, you just got to catch it. I got to set my feet, and I've got to throw. So these are the things that I need to go through every time. And I need to take the time to watch the ball into the glove, know who's running. Before the ball is thrown, I should know, hey, this guy is fast, or this guy, not faster. This infield is like a really thick grass. I can play up a little bit. It's going to stop, not go very hard, or it's really fast, and I can play back a few more steps. I mean, know your environment, know how the dirt is, the grass, the runner, the situation, those 15 seconds, right? So, and then I have to catch it. And I can't set my 3 feet and throw it until I've caught the ball. So I think the biggest thing I see from young infielders is that they try to be so quick that they miss a step, and they take they're looking up and they don't watch the ball in the glove, and it takes a little hot, and then it bounces out of their glove, and then maybe at second I can still pick up the ball and throw them out, where shortstop I can't.
Dabby, that was outstanding. I mean, I learned more during that time than I did an entire year of high school baseball. So thank you very much. That was outstanding.
Hey.
Let's see if we have any questions. I have a question. What drill would you recommend for all position players, including, your catchers, your position players? I know pitchers do that. What is the drill that improves arm strength, that gets you stronger?
I think the best thing for arm strength is, long toss. But I think each position should do it in a different manner.
Okay.
Where, my catcher, I'm thinking about, that good carry on my ball, my footwork, so I can go at a shorter distance. I always think you should start off about 60 feet to 90 feet. Mm-hmm. And you get your arm warm, and then you can start spreading out. Then you get to about 120 feet and throw it another 10 throws. And then the outfielders and pitchers, they can keep going as far as they want. Now, outfielders, I really like to emphasize staying on the line more, because I think that's more of a natural throw. And I don't want to teach these guys, like when I'm getting really far away, to launch the ball in this big arc from, the outfield. I want to still be able to throw it on a line as far as I can and hit that cutoff man. But with my infield guys, I want to, it's more about transfer and using my feet, so I get to maybe 120, which I never, that's probably the farthest I'll throw the ball, just because of, maybe a relay or something like that. And then I start working back in, and it's more about being, it's getting the ball out of my glove, and then being accurate, and they really work on throwing to the chest and to the head. So, infielders is more accuracy, and I think outfielders is more arm strength and long distance and throwing on the line. And then pitchers, they want to really, spread it out. And I think that's, like I said, the best way to get your arm strength is actually, that long catch.
Well, Gary, I couldn't thank you enough for being a part of our class. I know we're very grateful for you being a part of Big League Coaching.pro. Gary has a variety of other classes that you undoubtedly would like to watch. You're going to learn a lot. Dabby has a ton of experience, as well as our other professionals like Joel Youngblood, Bill Lasky, Mark Davis, Eric Ortega, strength and conditioning. Each one of our Big League Coaching.pro coaches, they are veteran big leaguers. So this is not how we're doing it in Little League. This is how we're doing it in the big leagues. So thank you for joining us in this classroom. Glad you could be a part of it, and we're looking forward to seeing you again.
Awesome. Hey, really had a good time. Guys, just remember, there's a lot more to this game than just hitting and pitching. Be a complete ball player. Good luck now.
Thanks, Dabby.